Hello and welcome to Quartzlight, your car brochure channel. In today's episode we're going to be looking at the Perodua Nippa. Hello and welcome back, and if you're new to Quartzlight, we're a car brochure channel here on YouTube looking at cars from around the world from the 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s, and sometimes beyond that as well. So if you're interested in cars and car brochures, please consider subscribing. Anyway, back to today's episode. Yes, we're going to be looking at this, the Perodua Nippa. When it came to the UK, it was actually Britain's cheapest car and very much one of the last real basic cars you could get in Britain, and for me that can only be a good thing. Anyway, this is a UK brochure, so let's have a look at that now. So here we are, today's brochure. You know how we always say we look at car brochures for the 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s and sometimes beyond. Well, this is somewhere just a little bit beyond, because this is actually from the year 2000, surprisingly, from such an old-fashioned looking car from Perodua, the Malaysian automaker. And like a lot of these Malaysian automakers, a bit of a rebadging. This would have been a rebadged Daihatsu Mira. You know, they always seem to do it in Malaysia, don't you? Think Proton, rebadged old Mitsubishis. I think it's the same kind of thing. I think it was also more commonly known as the Perodua Cancil, K-A-N-C-I-L, or Cancil. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but in the UK it was known as the Nippa. And talking about how to pronounce things, I'm presuming you pronounce this as Perodua. That's how I've always pronounced that, but if I am wrong I do apologise. That's just my pronunciation. It came available with both a 660cc and an 850, although you can only get the 850 in the UK. So it was sold in the UK from September 1997, when it was priced just over £5,000, making it the cheapest car in Britain. And then surprisingly, by 1999 they actually dropped the price, so it was just under £5,000. So it really was a car purely sold on price in the UK. But like I say, I like these because, like I say, must have been one of the last cars that was truly basic. Anyway, back to the brochure, and at the top there it's saying a new dimension in smart driving, the Nippa. Let's just zoom in on the text. A very fancy spacey type theme for whatever reason, I'm not sure. The Perodua Nippa with attractive styling and incorporates a striking front grille, sporty wheel trims, stylish front and rear bumpers. The plush seat fabrics and adjustable head restraints add up for a really comfortable interior. Other major features include side impact protection, remote petrol flap and tailgate release, interior adjustable headlights, high level stop lights and an engine immobiliser. UK drivers now have the opportunity to experience the Nippa at a more than affordable price. Test drive one today and you'll soon discover why smart drivers choose a Nippa. And there's this rather cute little image of the Nippa in this gold colour. I mean, yeah, super basic, but you've still got sort of rubbing strips down there and wheel trims. What more do you want? We've even got head restraints. And, you know, viewers of the programme will notice, yeah, you kind of have to now by this stage, but at least you've got two door mirrors. So by the late 70s, early 80s, it was probably a very well equipped car. There is the Perodua Nippa badge, kind of reminds me a bit like a John Deere type badge, really, doesn't it? And you know, like Ford had like slogans like Ford gives you more, smart like you is the caption. A very strange one, isn't it? Little Perodua badge and the sort of UK website at the time. And yeah, it's just a leaflet style brochure, isn't it? This back page straight on the specification, so they really didn't spend too much on the brochure, really. Like, they didn't spend too much on the car, but it makes sense for such a cheap vehicle. But anyway, let's have a look at the UK specifications. Okay, so the Nippa's specifications, yeah, a 3-cylinder engine. I like 3-cylinder engines actually. I like sort of the noise they actually make. Only 850cc, doesn't sound a lot, but yes. Elsewhere you could get a 660cc, but just an 850 for the UK market. I guess 660 was seen as being too slow for the time, because you look at the specifications, maximum power 42 bhp at 5300 rpm. Not too much for the early 2000s really, wasn't it? And a 0 to 60 time, unsurprisingly, pretty slow, 15.8 seconds. You know, so it's more like cars from the 1970s really, isn't it? And a maximum speed of 84 miles per hour, so you could comfortably do the speed limit in the UK though, all the same. And you did get a 5-speed manual transmission, and it's also got the ratios there for that gearbox. Never drove one of these, but I imagine with that little whizzy 3-cylinder engine, I bet it was quite fun to drive actually. So suspension, it says front strut, anti-roll bar yes, rear semi-trailing arms, anti-roll bar no. So you always think about the brochures from, you know, the 70s and the details they used to put on, the 60s, even more details. Not too much details on these later brochures really, is it? Brakes is a disc and drum setup. Wheels, little 12-inch wheels. You do get a 24-month mechanical warranty, 24,000 miles for a cheap car, not too bad, and a 72-month anti-corrosion warranty, and also a 12-month recovery service. So, you know, for the price of a used car, they didn't sell too many, but I can certainly understand why people bought them. Although on the used market, they were pretty much worthless straight away, and you know, the used buyer was the real king really. That's where you was really getting your money's worth, because you probably could get a very low mileage one for hardly any money at all. And then we got the dimensions. Group 3 insurance group in the UK at the time. Government figures for fuel economy, as you would imagine, pretty good. So 41.5 urban, 64.2 extra urban, and 53.3 miles per gallon combined. Pretty good figures. Yeah, it's pretty much poverty driving, but you know, if you was watching the pennies, a great little car, and as like a second car. Like I say, I bet it was quite fun to whiz around in. So equipment, you got side impact protection, air recirculation, height adjustable headlights, a clock. You know, you laugh at these things, but a clock, you try and get a clock in a 70s car, you had to go up quite a long way up the specifications. Remote tailgate release, remote petrol filler cover release, folding rear seats, and engine immobiliser. And then the fitted options, so there were a bit of options you could get on there. You could get central lock-in, you could get an alarm, you could get a high security alarm, you get a tilt sunroof, you can get a manual sunroof tilt or slide, and even an electric sunroof tilt or slide, electric front windows, and a glove box. Glove box is a bit of a strange one as an optional extra really, isn't it? But you know, cheap car, option it up for a few more niceties, although I kind of think the bit more basic model was probably the right one to get to save those extra pennies. And it's saying here, a full range of accessory items is available, including alloy wheels, roof and tailgate spoilers, door side mouldings, and body graphics. So you could add some fancy things, although I think seeing what it was, you was probably better just buying it as a very base model, I would say. A bit of a code, and it seems to be saying this brochure is from the 2nd of October 2000. So there we go, the Perodua Nippa, one of the true bargain basement cars of the early 2000s, wasn't it? And like I say, I'm kind of thinking this must be the last of these real bargain basement cars that we used to think of from companies like Lada and Skoda, etc. etc. Thank you so much for watching today for this very quick brochure review of the Perodua Nippa. If you do remember these cars or indeed owned one, please jot in the comments. Always very interesting to read those. And for now, we'll say thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe, and also Happy New Year. I hope 2024 is a very good one for you. But we'll say take care and goodbye.